Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be covering the Kysona Mercury Pro. I will be reviewing Kysona's one of their newest budget mice. So let's get into it. The box. So you have a nice box. In the box, you'll have a black braided Type-C cable, and you will have a dongle. In terms of specs, this model has the PAW 3395. There is a SE model with a 3311, and then there's an Ultra model with a 3950. I wouldn't recommend going for the cheapest model just because the sensor's outdated, but there is a more expensive higher end version of this if you would like. This does support 8K polling. It has a 500 milliamp hour battery, and it has 26,000 max DPI. But let's get into the shape. So the shape, when I first initially bought this, I thought it would be a 1-to-1 clone of the Vaxee Ninjutso X Sora, but it feels significantly smaller. As you can see, it's definitely smaller right here, and it just doesn't lock into my hand as well. I feel like I'm using just a way smaller mouse. For fingertip, it's great, but for claw grip, at least for me with my 19:9 hands, it just doesn't work. I would definitely recommend this for people who have smaller hands like me, than me, to use as relaxed claw, like maybe 17:9 hands or something like that. It kind of feels like this is a Vaxee Sora Mini merged with the Lambzu Atlantis. I haven't actually used the Lambzu Atlantis, but just looking at this shape online. So yeah, this is a good fingertip grip if you have the same hand shape as mine. This is 45 grams, so it doesn't feel too heavy as a fingertip. And if you have a bit smaller hands, I could definitely recommend this shape for a relaxed claw. But let's get into the clicks. So on their website, it does say it's Amaran Opticals, but on the AliExpress store, it says it's Hawanu Mechanicals, and it definitely feels like Mechanicals, so I'm going to go with that. The side clicks, I had no issues with the front one. The back one goes into the shell just a bit too much, so if you do press hard on your side click, you might have issues. And there's nothing wrong with the scroll wheel. Doesn't feel cheap, doesn't feel too low. And let me just give you a sound of the clicks real quick. In terms of coating, this is a more dry coating. This is not a great coating. It's not the worst I've tried. Like, I definitely have to use these grips on the clicks, or it's just going to be too slippery. So if you do buy this, I would recommend using some sort of grips. These are Mizu grips. If I remember, I'll try to put these in the link in the description. But otherwise, the coating's usable, just not great. In terms of stock skates, I took them off after a day or two. They're not great. They're pretty thin. Like, they're usable, but I would recommend using aftermarket. In terms of the overall QC, I think this is pretty fine. Like, I wouldn't say there's any side flex. I wouldn't say there's any base wobble. Like, I'm able to use 4 dots. A lot of mice I get base wobble if I don't use 5 or 6. So overall QC is pretty good. Like, there's no pre-travel or anything, at least that I feel. Like, QC wise, this is great, and it does feel a little bit front heavy. I wouldn't say it's the best weight balance, but in terms of performance in game, the 3395 implementation feels fine. I had no issues using the same game, just a regular mouse. In terms of software, I ended up using their downloaded software, which was fine, usable, no issues. The web software wasn't working for me when I initially downloaded, but let's get into their marketing issue and my main issue with this mouse. So first of all, I want to talk about the weight marketing. They advertise at 41 plus 3, and then my mouse ends up being 45 grams with dots. And they do say deep in the description that the 41 plus 3 is before skates, but then it should still be with dots about 44 grams. Also, the plus 3 generally means that you can have it variance. You can have between 41 and 44. So some units might end up being 41 and some might be 44. But I just think they're lying, because plus 3 usually is a lot. Usually it's plus 1 or 2. And it ends up being 45 grams. It just doesn't make sense that I wouldn't end up getting 43, 42. I think they're just, all the units are 44, and they're just trying to get a little extra marketing out of it. But then it really ends up being like 46 with the stock skates. I just think that's kind of unacceptable. It's not fair. Someone expecting to get like a 41 gram mouse once they put on dots, and they're getting like 45, 46. But also, my biggest issue with this mouse is, when I ordered it on the listing, it said you would get grips and glass skates in the box. I don't care about grips, but this mouse needs grips. So a lot of people that ordered at the same time as me expected grips and maybe had to pay extra to buy. But I also bought this mouse because I wanted to try glass skates. I never tried glass skates, and I do have some of the proof that it shows a picture order included, and I'll put that there. But once I contacted AliExpress support after I bought this, they actually deleted that picture and the rest of the proof in the description. I ended up ordering the glass skates. They were $16. Kysona support on AliExpress claims they will give me a refund once they arrive, and obviously I'll update in a pinned comment if I do. I'm just going to return them if I don't get the refund. But I just think it's completely unfair that you would have something in your description and it doesn't come in their box. If it was a mistake on their part to put that in there, then everyone who ordered it, since that was in the description, they should be sending them the grips and glass skates, or at least everyone that contacts him. It's just unacceptable for a company to do this when they're especially charging $16 for glass skates aftermarket, which is just insane to me that they're not even like $10. So hopefully in the future they don't pull that again. In terms of the price I paid, it was $36 before tax. Now it's currently $45. Overall, would I recommend this? So in terms of this company in general, it obviously seems like they're not the best company. They don't have the best support if they're going to do something like that. But in terms of the actual mouse quality, for $36, easy recommend if it ever goes down that price. And even 45, it's pretty easy recommend. It's a good shape. It's good quality. It just doesn't have like the best coating and skates. But overall, I did enjoy using this mouse despite some issues. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.